Okay, students, we were discussing about the PMN cells. PMN stands for polymorphonuclear leukocytes. So these are known as polymorphonuclear, means the morphology of nucleus will be different in each of the cell types. So that's why it is known as PMN or polymorphonuclear leukocytes. Leukocytes because they are belongs to the blood white blood cells. They are white blood cells. PMN cells belongs to the category of white blood cells. That's why they are known as the leukocytes. They are known as polymorphonuclear because the morphology of the nucleus is different in each of the nucleocytes. That's why it is known as the polymorphonuclear leukocytes. So these polymorphonucleotides are type of blood cells that include neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils and the mast cells. Okay, and as we have discussed, they are the category of leukocytes which protect the body against the infectious organisms. PMN cells are also known as the granulocytes because they contain the granule. The main function of the PMN cell is they will be having responsible for fight against the infection. Okay. So we'll discuss one by one. Neutrophils. Neutrophils are the body's first line of defense against the bacteria, virus and fungal infections. When there is a tissue injury, the body releases chemotactic factors to attract the neutrophils. They are the first line of defense and they constitute more than 60% of the blood cell types, and these neutrophils will be having a multi-lobed nucleus. You can identify the if the picture is given, you have to identify the neutrophils by having the multi-lobed nucleus. If you see the multi-lobed nucleus, you should identify it as a neutrophil. Okay, and the neutrophils are the commonest and they can make up to 60 to 70% of the total amount of white blood cells. And the neutrophils will be having the three types of granules. One is the lysosomes, secretory granules and the glycoproteins, and their main function is to circulate. They are born in the bone marrow. They circulate for blood in 6 to 7 10 hours and they enter into the tissues and they are involved in the phagocytosis and they are very important in inflammatory reactions. Okay, this you will detail in study when you go to the next year, that in immunology you will in detail study each of these processes. Okay, next important polymorphonucleoside is the eosinophils. So eosinophils are involved in allergic reactions and also fight parasitic infections. That means whenever there is an allergic reaction, there you can see there is an action of eosinophils as they release histamines. Okay, the major function of these eosinophils are, as usual, they are born in the bone marrow and they are phagocytosis and they are involved in they phagocytize the antigen antibody reactions complexes. They also produce a histamines which is involved in the allergic reaction, and eosinophils are also important in killing parasitic worms. You should remember they will be involved in the phagocytosis, they are involved in the allergic reaction and they are involved in the killing the parasitic worms. Okay, this is the structure of eosinophil. Eosinophils is characterized by the presence of bilobed nucleus, whereas neutrophil is characterized by the multi-lobed nucleus. Okay, next important polymorphonucleoside is the basophils. Okay, basophils are the rarest type of white blood cells and they make only 1% of the blood cell types. Okay, and the function is these cells are involved in the immune response to the parasites and they have IgE receptors. Okay, and they bind to the IgE antibody. Okay, and these accumulate in the site of infection and they release prostaglandins. Okay, basophils release prostaglandins and histamines and it is mainly involved in the allergic reaction, that is in the this degranulation during the hay fever. Okay, during the fever you can come across during the hay fever you can come across the action of basophils and they are also antigen presenting cells. Okay, this is the basophils. They are also having the bilobed nucleus, but only difference is in the here also eosinophils are also having the bilobed nucleus, but here they are having the acidic granules. That's why eosinophil. One more thing you should remember, in case of the neutrophils, it will be having the basic granules. The granules which are there, they are stained by the neutral dyes. They doesn't have any charge. Okay. Whereas in the eosinophils, they will be having the acidic granules. Whereas the basophils, they will be having the alkaline granules. They are stained by the acidic alkaline dyes. Okay. Thank you.